And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gem in the Crypto, episode 509. Today is Thursday, Turkey Day, November 28th, and I'm King, here to bridge the gap between the community and crypto every day, Monday through Friday, usually at around 10ish. And of course, today's top stories. Not a lot. That's why it took a little time to actually get on. Today was definitely a 10ish day. But Ripple and Stellar lead a list of worst performing crypto assets year to date. Kraken, one of the oldest Bitcoin exchanges, joins Silvergate Exchange Network. EOS block producer claims centralized misconduct on the network. And last but not least, Andreas Antonopoulos says cash settled Bitcoin futures traders face a black hole. That is right. But first and foremost, before we get started, of course, let's check out these prices. Nice little rebound going into Black Friday, Thanksgiving, and all that good stuff for the holidays. Bitcoin is up 0.17% on the 24-hour clock at $7,591. Ethereum is down 0.30% at $153.67. Ripple is up 22 cents now, up 1%. Bitcoin Cash is down 0.68%, $220. Litecoin is at $47.61, down 1.11%. And EOS is down 2.67%, down 0.22%, which for them is actually good after this scathing article, if you will, came out this morning about them. So we'll see what happens with that as we read more. What's going on? Tommy Brown, happy Turkey Day. Shannon Allen, that's right. Crypto doesn't stop holidays. Global currency is not a holiday where crypto is out on the other side of the world. So we keep it pushing. All right, as I said, one of the top stories, Ripple and Stellar lead list of worst performing crypto assets year to date. Altcoins like Ripple, Stellar, Tron, and Cardano are among the worst performing major crypto assets year to date during a year when the rest of the crypto market, including Bitcoin, made up for lost ground. I guess when you consider all of 2018, that is very true. Looks like a lot of altcoins are still down up to 99% from their all-time highs. When they talk about Bitcoin still being down as much as 81% from its initial investment made back in January 2018 when the crypto bubble had just begun to pop. But here's a pretty cool list. This Alistair Melanie on Twitter had this list going, so you can check that out there. But as you can see, Bitcoin year-to-date performances of the major cryptos. Bitcoin is plus 92%. Ethereum is plus 7%. Ripple is down 39%. And in parentheses, they say included for the LOLs. That's pretty funny. Bcash is up 34%. Litecoin up 48%. EOS down 1%. BSV up 14%. Stellar down 50%. Tron down 19%. Cardano down 10%. Tezos, actually impressively, is up 160%. And Monero's up 16%. So on the year-to-date, crypto actually did have a rebound. It's not where we like to see the price point, of course, yet, but it did have a rebound. And I also wanted to note here, where was it we at? Stellar and Ripple. You can see Ripple's down 39%. Of course, Stellar is Ripple's cousin, little brother, we like to call it, and they're down 50. So we kind of always say when it comes to trading, whatever Ripple's going to do, Stellar's going to do it a bit more aggressively as well. So on the flip side, if Stellar's down 50%, Ripple's down 39%. We know Stellar has a lot of people actually partnering with them, working on their projects. When their bounce backs happen, because I think, again, they still have a community of Ripple and Stellar, so I think they will see a nice little bounce back. But when it does happen, expect the Stellar one to be just as aggressive as it is going down, going back up. And again, I don't know the price of Stellar at the moment today, but again, Stellar is usually cheaper than Ripple. I think we're at 22 cents for Ripple today, so you buy up some Stellar, you catch the rebound, sell at the next nice little percentage yield you're looking for, and it might be a big win. What's going on with Christopher Ladd, Jeffrey Mills, Long Bitcoin in Laguna Niguel, California? There we go. I've been in Laguna Niguel. Nice place out there. Got nice beaches and everything. Kraken, one of the oldest Bitcoin exchanges, joined Silvergate Exchange Network. I have to be honest. When I saw Kraken in the news, I didn't realize they were still alive, but I'm glad that they are. Kraken has always been a finicky exchange as far as the UI, user interface. But what I will say, I've said it before previously, Kraken was one of the first exchanges out there that allowed you to do margin trading, which again is basically trading more Bitcoin than you have. And I remember doing it back in the day with Ripple a few years ago. speaking of Ripple, I did with Ripple, did pretty decent on there. And again, Kraken's one of the first exchanges that offered it if you knew how to actually use it. It was kind of confusing to use. It was for more experienced traders, but it was an exchange that worked. So no hate over there to Kraken, and I will congratulate them. Kraken, one of the largest and oldest Bitcoin exchanges in the world, has joined the Silvergate Exchange Network, the CEN. By joining CEN, the United States-based cryptocurrency exchange enables its clients to deposit and withdraw US dollars from Silvergate accounts with no fees, the firm announced November 27th. Silvergate's all over the place, people. We got to give them a hand clap. I mean, again, they're working with Gemini. They've been working with Gemini for a while. And they've been working with other cryptocurrency companies saying that, hey, if banks are turning you away, come see us. I believe this bank is down near San Diego, in between LA and San Diego, so SoCal, California, with the exception of today and days like this week, usually sunny, not rainy. But they've been putting in that work when it comes to cryptocurrency and industry. I'm glad to see them continue to succeed and bring in more exchanges, even the older ones like Kraken. It looks like, according to the announcement, the depositing process will be different based on whether Kraken users have a Silvergate account. If they have an account at Silvergate, Kraken users will simply have to enable send funding on their Kraken account before using the option. Those who do not have a Silvergate account will have to apply separately at bank. So I see what they're doing. They just want more accounts at Silvergate, but the way they're doing this, I think, is a smart idea because everyone knows one of the toughest parts about the industry right now is the onboarding and offboarding process if you want to turn it back to fiat or if you want to turn your fiat into crypto. Of course, peer-to-peer is the best way to do it, but with local Bitcoins now being monitored by the government, people are still looking for the best way to do peer-to-peer trading in a safe and smart environment near them. But until then, again, you have banks like Silvergate. We know they are here for the community. And if there's any bank I will have to use, I mean, we use them already, but if there's any other bank I have to use in the industry as a business or exchange, I will go to Silvergate as well because they've shown they're here for us. So again, here it is. Silvergate Capital is a California-based commercial bank focused on digital currency business. The Silvergate CEN is a network of crypto exchanges and investors that enables transactions of US dollars between CEN members. Silvergate's customers include crypto exchanges, miners, custodians, among others. The crypto-friendly bank saw its number of digital currency customers grow from 655 as of June 30th, 2019 to 756 as of September 30th, 2019, as Silvergate stated in a filing with the U.S. SEC. So again, they are pushing Silvergate hard. Articles like this could only do well for it, and I'm glad to see it happen. Again, I see what they're doing with the network. The CEN network is actually a brilliant idea. They're just like, we're just going to help the industry and develop our own intermonetary system or way of transmitting dollars to other players in that market. But I'm glad to see somebody's doing it with crypto first on their mind. So we'll see. What is going on? Alec G is our in-house moderator as well. He said, working the Holloway, go get you some plates. Listen, the plates are coming. But I did want to make sure I said hello to everyone this happy Turkey Day. EOS block producer claims centralized misconduct on the network. Woo! Shots fired, people. That's what that was. That wasn't a hand clap. That was shots fired. I know the EOS crew will not like this. I got to check out Crypto Blood, the CB News Network later to see what he has to say about this story because I know he actually does follow EOS more than I do, but it looks like EOS block producer EOS New York has published data purportedly showing that 6 registered producers on the network are managed by a single entity. In a tweet published on November 28th, EOS New York raised concern over the apparent levels of centralization and misconduct, claiming 6 registered producers on EOS are managed by a single entity. This is unacceptable. We have requested the signatures of the top 50 registered producers so that all token holders may know who does and who does not condone such impropriety. They go on to talk about block producers and delegated proof of stake, how it actually works on the EOS network. You can check this out on Cointelegraph. It also shows to where this EOS New York provided their evidence from the EOS.net registry domain database, which suggests that 6 of those domains. All right, for one, this is a tongue twister. So who wrote this article? This is terrible. Marie, you're usually pretty good, Marie. I mean, I had to stop what I was saying just to point that out. It says, registry domain database, which suggests that each of the 6 domains it suspects of being managed by a single entity were registered at the same time or by the same person or org. So that suggests 6 suspects, single, same time by the same person. That's 6 S's in the last like 15 words of a sentence. Terrible. Come on, you help me out here, people. But it looks like the community already has responded, or some people in the community has responded, arguing that the best way to approach this problem isn't by manually and forensically doing it, because that's merely whack-a-mole, as they say, because even if you find some people who have these same registered or centralized little BPs, block producers, they're saying that even if you stop them, someone else is going to come along and do the same thing. So this other Twitter user, James Mart, again argued that demanding time and at best offering a temporary fix, he advocated reforms to governance and voting mechanisms instead. But regardless, and you can see here they're going kind of back and forth on it. But regardless, this is a big deal because this has been stated before. People have already said EOS is a bit centralized. And again, if they are, or if they turn out that's what the project is about, then of course that would not be good for the project or the price. But looking at this article already coming out, the price still sitting where it's at. It's a few people arguing on Twitter. Of course, I don't see it being a big problem. I know EOS has a lot of supporters. It's been a lot of money pumped into the program already. A lot of people don't want to see it fail. So I don't think there'll be an issue. As the one Twitter user said, even if you try to find people like this is whack-a-mole, at the end of the day, you have to actually go to the base of the problem, which is the governance and voting mechanisms instead. So we'll see how this shapes out, but it's definitely newsworthy in a day with no news. And last but not least, Antonopoulos. Cash-settled Bitcoin futures traders face black hole. That is right. Bitcoin educator Andreas Antonopoulos says that while future markets may indeed place a damper on the cryptocurrency's price, the stakes are different to what you might think. In a November 27th interview with YouTuber Ivan on Tech, shout out to that. Make sure you all check that out. Ivan on Tech has a lot of great stuff. Antonopoulos argued against the grain of commonplace fears about the adverse price impact that Bitcoin futures trading has on spot prices. He suggests it's the spectators, not the holders, who may have something truly to fear. Now, he basically went into details when it comes to the Treasury's job of basically making the market liquid on both sides. He said, we know for a fact that when the Bitcoin bubble started to go up really fast in 2017, the U.S. Treasury decided to fast track the deployments of future markets in order to stop that bubble. That we did see because CME and SIBO, they literally launched overnight, right? It was crazy. A lot of people see that as conspiracy, but if you look at the mandate of institutions like the Treasury, that's actually their job. Price suppression, he claimed, is not a matter of conspiracy. It's a market-based approach to enable those who don't believe in cryptocurrencies to take a contrarian position by shorting. Now, this I do agree with. And this is what we always say. It's like, we're not trying to sound like we're government bashing, conspiracy theories. Like, these are factual things that are happening, and we're seeing it play out in the market in front of us, and we're seeing the price of Bitcoin react to that as well. So the price suppression and, allowing things like the deployment of futures to go out quicker than they should, that is a part of the Treasury job, and they're trying to actually balance out, or what they think is balance out the market. As he stated, this of course has put a damper on price, but it's also reduced volatility. I don't know about that. This year's been a crazy year, right? What does it say, 98% or something? He said a market comprised of purely positive believers, or those at least willing to hold the coin itself, is going to be very one-sided, he noted. It's not really a market with full liquidity on both sides of the order board. So, and he also pointed out that people are now saying the futures are being manipulated, which of course we already knew what would happen. But he did point out that if institutional investors face a situation of a renewed Bitcoin bubble and they continue to take a contrarian position against the market, they be throwing fiat into a black hole. So basically, if your plan is to continue to short Bitcoin long term in this cash settled market, as you said, there's something really dangerous about doing cash settled negative shorts against a cryptocurrency. For when you borrow Bitcoin as a part of your short, your liability, your potential risk is limited. So what he means by that is if you try to short it, if you borrow Bitcoin as part of your short and that thing shoots back up to 20 or 30,000, you are going to be destroyed. We call that here in the crypto community wrecked with an R, okay? It would not be good for those people on that side of the fence. However, that is what makes a market liquid, which adds liquidity to the market. Again, your holders, people who believe, people who buy and invest, and then the people who are playing around in the futures market and trying to short it and don't think anything's going to come of it. So it's good that we have that. And I'm glad he pointed out that, hey, this isn't some type of conspiracy. This is actually what the Treasury is doing. But there was also another article to come out today that talked about the Treasury and how they're trying to redo their balance sheets. Of course, the $275 billion injection we had about a month or two ago. And why all this basically happened in 2008. And they think we're on that bubble cusp again, which, of course, if we are, we can't wait to see what happens with Bitcoin. So we'll see what happens with that. Again, not a lot of news today. What's going on, Allison Thompson, Mr. Gibson Sr., happy birthday. There we go. But as I said, not a lot of news today. Slow day. I'm assuming all the riders are already beginning to get that turkey in their system. I hope you are as well. I wanted to come on and say happy Thanksgiving to everyone, and make sure you smash that like and share button. And of course, I'll be uploading this to the podcast later on today or tomorrow. That podcast can be listened to on Google Play Music, iTunes Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify, of course. As always, thanks for watching. Have a happy holidays, and I will see you all on Monday. Tomorrow, I actually will take off. Cheers.